Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in here to the iLeague Season 3 North American Qualifiers. It's the Grand Finals, and it's now game number 2. Say what you will about the last game. Team Tinker have a 1-0 lead up against Champions of Summer's Rift, and for those of you that missed it, there was a bit of salt exchanged and a bit of unfortunate happenings coming through, some internet DCs, some issues that arose. We won't get into too much depth. I do want to say before we get into it that I said this in a tweet. Neither team was really wrong in what happened. It's just unfortunate that we've had to get to that situation. But now, because of what happened, more than ever, both of these teams going to be giving it their all, I'm sure. Champions of Summer's Rift clearly not happy with what happened at the end of the game. Of course, Brax DCing early on. And in fact, because Brax's internet is not stable, they've actually grabbed Fluff as a stand-in for Summer's Rift, which should shake up their team significantly. We go back to that first series we saw today against Not Today. Brax was having some issues there, but his first game was absolutely credible, playing the TA, going 26-2, having a fantastic time. His second game against Not Today, he was Zeus. He played phenomenally. Even in this first game against Team Tinker, he played very well in that sniper. He's a big asset to be lost, and it's very hard for Champions of Summer's Rift to stay positive and look forward here in this series. We hope to see maybe they could get to Game 3 and Brax comes back, but before that, we have to get through Game 2, and Team Tinker could close it out right here. Again, my name is Maut. Thank you for joining us on Beyond the Summit, as always. With me today is Tralf. What a weird situation, man. And now we're here in Game number 2.
Yeah, and it really hurts to play with the stand-in, too, especially when a lot of players go through peaks and valleys of their own personal play, where they'll have weeks or days where they feel on, they feel like they can take anybody on, they feel really, really good, and then they have other days or weeks where they just seem to be in a little mental slump or what have you. But in the games I've watched recently of Brax, and the last series will be indicative of that, is that he's just been playing very, very well. Absolutely. And he's in the kind of groove where it's working for him nicely. So it just sucks that not only do you have to have a ringer come in or stand in to kind of screw off the synergy of your team, but it's for the player who's really been kind of carrying them lately, to be honest. It really does suck. So I'm interested to see what they do as far as roles. I imagine Demon just goes mid.
Yeah, I think so.
And they'll switch things up like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Anyway, as far as the draft is concerned, Storm Spirit Treant picked up here for Team Tinker. It was the first overall Wisp pick for Summer's Rift, and they countered this second pick Treant with the Bat Rider, which is great for two reasons. One, the Firefly kind of totally nullifies the living armor, and it's also a great tool to lock down the Storm Spirit. So I like the opening here from Summer's Rift.
Not to mention maybe the eventual Aghanim Scepter for the Treant Protector and things of that nature. But
yeah, exactly.
5 seconds remaining.
You could do worse to have Demon go mid and Fluff play your support. Two very solid heroes. Fluff is He's very, very good in that support position, and it gives him kind of a new dynamic, obviously. And I'm sure Demon, obviously, a couple of these players, no stranger to playing with Fluff, but it's certainly interesting to see where this goes. We'll see how it affects their gameplay, because now you have to think, and for Team Tinker too, you kind of have to think how you play up against Champions of Summer's Rift completely different, because it's not the same type of player going up against Brax. You don't know what they're going to grab for Demon. You maybe have an understanding, an idea of what he plays if he does go mid. I'm pretty sure Fluff is going to support here. I think that's probably the most standard thing we could expect. I do want to give a quick rundown. I just want to clarify what actually happened real quick while we're still waiting for these picks. So Brax has had some internet issues, as I've said before. He disconnected out of the last game. Pause time ran out. Team Tinker had every right to unpause the game and continue to play, and they did. At one point, Demon paused the game, or somebody on the side of Summer's Rift paused the game and said, listen, can we get somebody in on Brax's account to play for him? And the rule was that you can if you have pause time left, which they didn't. And so Tinker, rightly so, they had every right to do this. They unpaused the game, and they played the game out. Brax eventually came back into the game. Was the damage already done? Perhaps. At the end of the game, I will say that Summer's Rift did 5 mid DC out. I'm sure you all saw it on Reddit or whatever, but that is the gist of it. Essentially, there's a couple other. You could tell the salt was in the air. If you watch the VOD, if you watch the game, I'm sure you'll see that. But other than that, that's where we're standing at now. But the most important thing is that this is a very big series. This is a 3-game series to determine who goes to the LAN finals, man. Doesn't matter what happens. It's very, very important to see who wins this series.
I think for Summer's Rift, it's very important mentally to not fixate on the idea that it's unfair. It's just not fair for first game. Maybe it wasn't fair. It sucks. Well, I should say it was fair that Team Tinker did unpause. But anyway, they could get in this mode of thinking where we would have won, but that's already gone and done. Like, that's behind you. You just need to keep your heads up and keep morale high going into this new game.
5 seconds remaining.
So they go with the Faceless Void here, presumably a carry Void here for Banana Slam Gemma, because they have the Bat Rider, so they just need their mid hero.
And this is, there's nothing, I like relying on Faceless Void in tough situations. And when you're in that corner and you have to rely on a hero, I think one of the best to do it, despite obviously the flavor of the month that is 6.83 and Trollworld and all that jazz. Faceless Void is one of the best to rely on. He has the best lockdown in Chronosphere. He can right-click very well. He's very good, even against Storm Spirit, all of these heroes, realistically. I think this is a very smart choice from Champions of Summer's Rift. I like the idea coming in. Like you mentioned, probably going to be safe lane. Bat Rider's going to head to the off lane more than likely for whoever plays it. Bugatti more than likely is going to be the choice. Nyx Assassin, I've seen this from Boba before. He has picked up this hero, and he's played it recently. In fact, I've seen a lot of different heroes for Boba on the off lane. He seems to have a wide hero pool, and this is one of them.
Yeah, his Carapace is going to be really, really good here against Bat and then the Wisp as well. I think the ball's coming out. It was going to hit him and then stun himself. I was just saying this out of just repetition about what the heroes were, but I mean, it occurs to me that they have a Wisp, and then if they did a Wisp dual lane mid with something, then that leaves them with, again, a double melee lane of Earthshaker and Void. So if they don't do that, then they're going to have a Void Wisp Earthshaker lane, which is kind of weird for two reasons. One, it's not the best laning, having the double melee, and I was actually going to say, like, one of Demon's better heroes in mid is Shadow Fiend, so it wouldn't be surprising if they picked it up. But the only thing that I see here, I guess this remedies the problem a little bit with Shadow Fiend being picked up, but outside of that freshly picked Shadow Fiend, they had really no way to synergize the Faceless Void ulti. The best thing they had was like an already placed Firefly, and that's maybe it. Maybe an Earthshaker Fisher, but that's not too impressive. So at least they have something. It's not a whole lot, but at least it's something.
Yeah, you're really more relying on the Faceless Void damage than anything else in this game. It's not that wombo combo factor. It's not that setup for, you know, a big ability, other than the Requiem and a couple of raises and the right click of Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's pretty good in this situation. But it will be BSJ and the Faceless Void. It will be Bugatti and the Bat Rider, which leads us to believe that this should be Demon on the Shadow Fiend. I would expect it to be. And then, of course, Fluff maybe plays the IO or Shaker played by Whitebeard or vice versa. We saw Whitebeard play the IO last game, but it is going to be a Black Morphling. Quake from Midstorm Spirit, which he played last game, to great effect. He had a really good game. Despite them being down early, he didn't die too much. He maybe made a couple of errors here or there, but for the most part, he was pretty impressive on that Storm Spirit. And it's going to be tough to lock him down again. So we'll have to see how this game progresses, as we have jumped in game number 2, man. And again, it's all on the line here for Summer's Rift, and again, with a stand-in in Fluff and stuff. So.
Yep, and right now it's going to be Wisp and the Bat Rider running up top. He's giving him the extra movement speed for the tether so he can get down that ward as fast as humanly possible. If he can get it off without being spotted and get out without being spotted, it's going to be very, very good for him. Oh, they're pinging him out, they know.
He hasn't put the ward down yet. They didn't spot it quite yet. He's going to wait.
Firefly's going away. He places the ward there. So at least he gets it off. He's going to take a little bit of damage here from Pylai Dai. Just a couple right clicks, but yeah. Anyway, they place some kind of vision down. Do they have sentries? I'm checking. Where's the other support hero? The Treant?
He doesn't have them.
Down bottom with boots. Okay, so it won't get countered for a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have some vision, and I think that blocks just the pole camp, not both. But they're going to try to fight this. Black's going to get tether slowed coming through. Fluff has Fisher. The waveform comes out, and I don't think they chase this. Bugatti. They Fisher block Pylai Dai. Nicely played, but they're not really in position. Bugatti's Firefly is about to run out. The raise comes through. It is level 1 raise. It does hit just a bit. Pylai Dai is low, but he's not dead yet. Fluff chasing down. Needs one more right click. The Tango. He doesn't have it. He's not regenerating up with it. Fluff is going in deep. Black gets first blood on the backside on the IO, actually. And Fluff is going too far. Fisher finally up. Will he use it to secure the kill? Yes. But he's way behind enemy lines, and they've already lost first blood. It went to Team Tinker. How unfortunate. I don't even see the kill that Black got.
He might even take a lot of damage, perhaps even die if Way2 plays his cards right. He just gets enough mana.
He's got leech.
The right clicks are substantial. Oh, he's kind of canceling it a little bit. Maybe he could have attacked, walked a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, I think Fluff should live here.
I think will be okay, yeah.
They canceled the clarity from Way2, though. That's pretty nice with the tether over. Fluff just has to run. He can't really focus on turning around and canceling that. A weird start to the game. This has been a weird day of Dota, for sure. All of the games have been strange. Every single one of them, in more ways than one.
And the big thing, too, is Black got credit for the first blood, so that's really, really good for him. If he wants to rush a Midas, get your levels up on Morphling. But yeah, I imagine it'll be something more standard here for Black in terms of items, maybe Midas or Lincolns to stop, or at least make it a little bit harder to get that lasso off onto him. In fact, that's really the only thing, isn't it, that will stop it. I mean, basically, there's a couple of other things that are minor, but that's the big one.
That's pretty important. Oh, God. Alright, nothing's actually happening. I get scared all the time that I'm missing something, but dual lane bottom actually with Boba and Way2, which I think is very interesting. This is not easy for BSJ to secure farm down here. He's only got 2 last hits. Top lane, Black is 8. That is a big difference. These heroes, they're going to rotate in. They leave Shadow Fiend alone. It is going to be a tri-lane with Fluff and Hero coming in to help out Banana Sun Jamma.
And they get the ward, the D ward, so that's good for them. They're able to start pulling now. Top lane, Bugatti taking a little bit of damage, but it's only level 1 on Pilot Ice, so no glimpse coming out.
Yep.
And bottom rune, Way2's trying to secure this. Fluff can maybe block him out or stun him and then take the rune. A little bit early on the stun, but will still get it.
Yeah, he's got it. No problem there. Gets to his level 2 with the bounty rune up. Picks up that aftershock. No surprise there. Bottle now picks up for Hero. I'm not sure if it was intentional whether or not they grabbed the bottle or for the bounty rune for Hero, but they didn't get it. So it's going to be a bit late, and I think... Where's this courier going?
It's
boots
on the courier,
for Demon. So Demon's got to ferry out his boots first, then the bottle's going to get to Hero. So he can't be as helpful as maybe he would like for BSJ, who has started to pick up his farm a little bit, up to 10 last hits now, 15 for Black. So early game, not too much aggression. Obviously that fight we saw at the top rune spot, but nothing really else. Maybe a glimpse kill from Pilot Eye if he can get some mana and some more levels, but at this point in time, they're just zoning out the Batrider. Are they stacking? There's a sentry, but it's out of range of this Observer Ward, which is a very good ward spot, making sure that there's no big camp there. This camp is available, but that's it, really.
It's actually a really weird placement of the sentry, actually, I think, from Fluff. I just said actually like 50 times, but... because normally the only entrance way to place that ward is coming from this angle, and you can't place it anywhere further than that, really. So it seems a little interesting that he places the sentry so far away. Maybe he's worried about blocking it itself, but that's not really close to that ward, so... Kind of a weird spot. Demon solo killing with a double damage onto Koikva, so showing he can still play mid after playing support for so long.
That's a big kill. Obviously the DD helping out. A 2-minute DD rune, I believe it was. That's pretty nice to have to get the kill there, but yep. Nice kill. 23 last hits coming out for the Morphling. They will give way to some experience bid for the time being. Bottom lane, nothing really happening for BSJ, and for Bulba, they're kind of just going toe-to-toe. Bulba has 16 last hits, man. He has as much as BSJ in this lane. And for a Nyx Assassin, that's pretty outstanding.
That's really good. So the contention in the bottom lane, the safe lane, is quite easy, and that's just simply because they have the lane that they do, like Earthshaker, Wisp, and Void. I've seen this kind of trend, honestly, from Whitebeard, where they pick these heroes that are quite good in mid game, and can maybe transition nice in the late game, because that's what Banana Slam Jamma likes to play, these hard ricers in the late game, but their lanes always seem to be a little bit harder to get CS in. I've noticed that from them.
Yeah.
Double melee lanes, triple melee lanes sometimes, so... As a result now, Bulba has a lot of CS. He's up to 20 now.
We saw this same thing happen in game, I think it was 2 between them and Not Today, where Smash just had an absolutely outstanding lane. And really, there was nothing BSJ could do about it on that Juggernaut. It did end up where they won the game, and Smash didn't prove to be as big of a force to be reckoned with as we thought he was going to be. But, like you said, it's just these lanes aren't really, like... BSJ just, I guess, likes it rough. He likes it difficult to get CS. It's just not easy. It's never easy.
I know he doesn't. He likes the easiest time possible, as almost any carry does.
Yeah.
But this is just the nature of the draft. You have to deal with it, right? You have to deal with the cards you're dealt. So.
Yep. Like you said about the previous game, but also this game, you just can't. You have to avoid getting tilted. And for now, they're doing a pretty good job. They've got a kill advantage, not by much. I mean, it's just 2-1. There's nothing really happening so far, but. Black again up to 34 CS. So they dealt with Black really well last game early on, but like you said, he was an 8th page. He was going to get back into the game regardless of what happened. This time he's off to a fast start. And now it comes to what do you go for next? Do you pick up the Midas? What did he buy? I think he's buying an Aquila and a Wand, so he's not looking like he's going for that Midas. In fact, he's going to get treads. Middle lane. Koikva's jumping on his Demon right now. Do they have pull? They do. It's level 1, though. Pilot Eye has Glimpse. He's going to bring him back in. Demon's going to throw up a raise. Can they get Pilot Eye? That Fisher. Pilot Eye's low, but the living armor comes out. He stays alive. And so as Demon gets 1 kill in the mid lane, so does Koikva with the help of Pilot Eye. And so they turn it around. Now 2-2.
Yeah. Nice attempt there from Fluff to try to save him, but a little bit too late, and they get the nice kill. Nice glimpse, too. I think that was still only level 1 glimpse at the time when he used it. So, and then the living armor, I think he was still going to be okay, but it was still nice security measure there to keep him safe and sound. Black pushing up top. Has the Ring of Aquila active, so extra armor for his creeps and whatnot. And then more of the same bottom. Bulba up to about 30 CS. Peninsula and Gem, of course, the same, but again, this is your one position.
This is it. You're pretty far ahead on your Morphling, which you're feeling pretty comfortable about. And on top of that, Bulba's very close to 6. After this creep, he'll have it. That's pretty big. And Black has a free tower. They didn't even really try to defend this tier 1 top, which is very interesting. But still, at the same time, that's more gold for him. Maybe he goes straight into a Linked Sphere. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the choice for him against the Batrider. Would not be bad. 3 heroes bottom. BSJ might be in trouble. There is a hero nearby with the IO. He doesn't have relocate, though. He's not 6. There is Chronosphere. BSJ, he's going to get Thunderstruck, rather. Flow and the rest of them back in. Pilot Eye is actually TPing home. He got stuck in the trees here. The creeps were blocking him in, boxing him in. Nice TP to come out just to save his life. Also nearby was Way 2. He's level 3. Can't really provide that much. Living Armor is level 2 now, which is nice. But just back to farming.
That one ward that blocked that camp was huge because it not only stopped perhaps SF from farming, but it stopped the Bat from farming too. So they were able to get one stack in the middle here. And then also the stack that Demon's clearing up right now, but that also had the Mud Golems, as you see, so Bat couldn't farm that. As a result, it's 7 minutes, and Bat only has 300 gold with Tranquils, so... I mean, we've seen some games where Bats already have Blink at this time, but as a result of the block camp and just the nature of the lanes, he's really far behind.
They're prioritizing their lanes very well, and their objectives for Team Tinker. But it's not, you don't have to ask for much. I mean, with Quakefoot, or rather, not Quakefoot, but Black getting free farm, I mean, you're not really worrying about too much, I think. Way 2 is going to be Nature's Guy, still throw down an Observer Ward and stay Nature's Guys, and so this stack isn't going to happen. Bugatti will know something's up immediately, but do they have sentries? The real question. And they do not, so... Yeah, Bugatti's like, that didn't stack up, that should have stacked. He timed that just fine. Way 2's nearby, they can't see him. There's a couple of heroes rotating towards the jungle. Quakefoot thinks twice about it. No overgrowth for Way 2. He can't really pop that off. He's not level 6 yet. So there's some
they're going to try to go for a kill on the Bat with the Disruptor and... Oh, Pilot Eye's walking up. He can maybe get this last hit too. That would be big. But one of the great things about Treant Protector is that when you're running through Invis placing wards, they can't see it. That's the biggest thing. They're not going to realize that this ward is here. They might even think it's down further when they realize the camp isn't being respawned. So nice ward coming out there. He also has sentries onto him to maybe counter out some other sentries or even just wards in general. But yeah, some really nice contention of Summer Rift's jungle here coming out from Team Tinker.
We saw this exact same thing from Way 2 when he was playing up against Complexity in the semifinals of this tournament. And I applauded him on his ward placement. Did they see him? They raised him there. They saw him. They must have known. I think he did it right underneath that Observer Ward. He is going to take you out. Oh, man.
Yeah. The one bad thing about this spell is it has a really long fade time. It's 2 full seconds. So you have to really be far away before you cast it Invis and wait for the full 2 seconds. Pilot Eye is up very, very far. Might take a little bit of damage. Big damage, actually, from that one raise.
Very squishy hero. The Spirit's not going to connect, walks away just in time. Did throw up the kinetic field so that he wouldn't get jumped on. And now it looks like the rest of them are going to sit mid for the time being. BSJ bottom lane, still 59 CS, 72 for Black, though. So Black is having a fantastic time. I mean, he's underneath the tier 2 tower, it seems like half the time, and they're not stopping him, they're not dealing with him. And I don't know if they can, even if they wanted to. They need, like, Chronosphere and hope to God that he doesn't morph. Lasso would be nice. They have to do something. But he is just free farming in the true sense. I think he's going to buy
Perseverance here, too. Yep. Just try to buy some Perseverance. Bulba, if you look at his gold, too, he's up to 1900. But if he wants to blink, he can get it, which is very, very good against the Bat for obvious reasons. You blink in with the Carapace, it stuns him instantly, and then you can get your own Impale stun quite nicely. And then Invis Pink Panda, Way 2. If he can't at least get the creeps, he's stealing the experience too, which is very, very precious to Batrider. And this is why we see level 5 Batrider now at 10 minutes instead of something like a level 7.
This is such a good start for Tinker in many ways. I mean, Bulba's going to have like a 12-minute Blink Dagger. That's like, he's going to have a Blink Dagger before the Batrider. He definitely will. And he went Arcades too. That's ridiculous.
And look at Way2 just warded up the camps again, so these won't respawn for another few minutes.
It's like they're playing against Denaga Siren, for God's sakes. Ward up the camps, make sure she can't take them with Radiance. That's actually just ridiculous.
And he picked up Illusion Rune, so literally every single camp is being blocked right now for the time being.
Oh my god, such hatred from Way2. They were salty last game. They certainly, well, both teams were. Mostly it was Summer's Rift, but now they've got to find a way to get back into it. I mean, honestly, I think they need that mom for BSJ. Maybe get involved with him early on, but who do you go for? There are some squishy heroes. Maybe they can find a kill or two.
It's hard, though. Without the Bat Rider, you're not going to have very, very fast ways to get rid of the living armor. He's like your only answer to that. The auto attacks are just simply not enough.
I think at this point in the game, if you are Summer's Rift, if you could somehow purchase up an early gem on really any of your heroes besides Demon or Banana Slam Jamma, you go for that. Because you cannot afford Way2 to just be in your jungle like this the entire game. And he's already done a really good job. TP's top lane now. It looks like we will have the Bat Rider, who's up to 1,500. So, again, we talked about him having a rough time. Not as rough as that'll have, like, you know, maybe a 17-minute Blink Dagger. Probably gets it 13, 14 minutes here in just a little bit, which is, well, unless he dies, which he might. Static Storm's going to go. They seek a TP. They actually get the IO Tether as well. They won't find a counter initiation. They won't find a counter kill. Pilot Eye is actually going to try to TP away. I don't think they saw him. I mean, there's no Flame Break either to cancel the TP. So,
yeah, he did the math wrong. He was like 3 or 4 mana away from his kinetic, or his, what's the third spell called? Yeah, Kinetic Field.
Yep.
So when he cast the ultimate, he couldn't keep him in place. So it was very, very close and unfortunate, but nice attempt there from Pilot Eye.
Black is, again, still farming like crazy. We actually haven't talked about Koikfa at all, but he's also doing really well. He's the 2nd highest CS, the 3rd highest net worth, up to 1 Oblivion Staff. Again, which is kind of where he was last game. All things considered, Team Tinker, I honestly would almost go as far as saying they've won every lane. Banana Slam Jamma didn't really die. He didn't really lose too much CS. I guess he did a bit, but Bulba getting that much CS, getting an early Blink Dagger, and the rest of the lanes going so well. I think they definitely won almost all 3 lanes.
Well, they won 3 out of the 4. They won top, they won bottom, and they won the jungle. And they kind of broke even mid, except for the fact that Demon got a solo kill.
Yes.
So even though he got that kill, I mean, Koifa's CS was still really high. Like, he wasn't really stopping him from farming. So while he beat him mid, he didn't, like, crush him mid, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. Black now up at the top lane, just taking some Firefly harassing. That Rider's like, I just want my Blink Dagger, guys, please. Make some space. Give me top lane. Give me the jungle. Counter ward enough so that I can get it. And then not quite there yet. Bulba went top for whatever reason. Gets Nature's Guys. Didn't pop the Vendetta. Bugatti's got to just head back to the well. Miracle Chipmunk, as he's called, also. And he will regen up. Maybe it will be that 15-minute Blink Dagger if he's not lucky. Looks like he's having a rough time. I mean, they actually have 4 heroes for Summer's Rift bottom. There is that Yule's up for Shadowfeet, so there's that. Okay.
Yeah, the Yule's is a smart pick up here, too. I mean, he can hold himself there long enough. He can get out of the Orchids, which is going to come up from Koikfa here relatively soon. It's just a problem of them. They're constantly roaming through their jungle, and they're just not finding camps to work with. They finally got some new sentries up here that countered wards, which is great. But it's just not enough. And, like, I mean, the damage has already essentially been done, right?
Yeah.
So, Bulba, he's looking for a kill. There's the Blink Carapace.
That was nicely played. Gets the Impale off, and, of course, the waveform to grab the kill for Black. Nicely set up, and how much did he lose from that? Only a couple hundred. IO down bottom, they dove to get the kill on Pilot Eye. Koikfa will ball lightning away. He'll make it out. So, a couple of kills across the board, but the more important one, obviously, being in that top lane. This is the big thing, is that, like you talked about, they're in their jungle so much, they're counter-warding so much, they're dealing with bottom so much that they can't deal with top. And then because of that, Team Tinker roam freely to the top lane, get a kill, and go from there. Demon going way behind this tower. Needs to be careful. This tier 1 is going to get assaulted. No glyph available. I don't think it'll get denied. But they have to use 4 heroes to do it. Again, space created. As top lane's getting pressured. Mid lane is even getting pressured by Koikfa now, who's got his 2nd Oblivion Staff coming very soon. Now the glyph onto the tier 2 tower. This tier 2 going down would be huge for Black. Just getting him that extra boon of gold. Not necessarily for positioning. Oh, Yule's Requiem's going to go in. The Chronosphere maybe coming through. He ball lightnings away. Oh, no. It's all going awry here for Summer's Rift. Yeah. Demon expending his ultimate and getting nothing out of it.
But he's a ton of damage, actually, on the Pilot Die, but the Static Field comes out.
Oh, Hero in trouble. Chronosphere already used. They're looking for Koifa. They're not going to find him. The secondary Requiem goes out. The Echo Slam, but Koifa stays alive. Vault Lightning through. He'll bottle up and he'll stay up and ready to go. Adaptive Strike. Black comes in, blows up. That poor Earthshaker turns into a 3-for-0. Some miscommunication. I didn't even see the Chrono. I was somewhere, but who knows where it was.
I think it was actually still on cooldown from bottom when they killed Pylai Dai.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
But the problem what happened there is that, I mean, Demon had the right idea. He was trying to quickly initiate onto the Storm Spirit with the furthest amount of range from his Yules. The problem, though, when you do that is that you're so far away that you can't actually get into range to plop right on top of him to get the full damage Requiem. So what you almost have to do is, like, walk up way closer and expect them to have terrible reactions, right? You have to expect them to have bad reactions so that you can get close enough for the Yules, and then only walk just a sliver up to get that full damage Requiem. It was just he was kind of like in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Right. Absolutely.
So it kind of looked like a newbie play, but there was just no other way around it.
Truly, it's one of those situations where it's just you can't do anything about it. And I mean, I thought maybe if he chronoed, but then the Requiem wouldn't have gotten off unless like they timed it perfectly, which I don't think would have been the case. But
is under attack.
It's so difficult. And now for Summer's Rift, they're in such a bad position. Really, 16 minutes in and 5,000 net worth is not the most, but it's still a really solid lead for Team Tinker, and the experience is about the same as well. And you can see it in the net worth chart. Black is so far ahead of everyone. I think his full Lincoln Sphere is about to come out. It is. So that'll fly. They dust up, but actually he replicated. Black was walking back, but he replicated. He actually got dust and then hit his R button very quickly. Oh my, that was a lot closer than maybe he thought it was going to be, but still he stays alive.
Yeah, maybe they thought that the Invis tree was there or something, but yeah, nicely done. Wasting some of Summer Rift's time. Actually, a lot of it, because that was 5 members, but they do finally have this blink on the Bat Rider. Like, that's really essential to killing these heroes. Because you need to cut through that living.
Oh,
I'm surprised Wage isn't at level 4, by the way.
You do not expect to die in the shadow of your tier 3 tower at 17 minutes into the game, but that's exactly what happened. Black is going to wait for him away. They have Chrono, but he's going to get glimpsed. Black now is going to be strength morphing. They can't really get these kills, and they're going to have to back up, and Hero's going to be, I think, the martyr in this situation. Impale, they might even lose more. Fluff's going to get orchided up. Quokka just getting enough mana, but they do last one before it gets the pull off. Fluff still silenced up. He does have Echo. He's going to use it. Can they get Koifa? BSJ back into the fray. They get Koifa. A big kill. Now they're looking to go on Black. He's pretty tanky. He's got 57 plus 27 strength. Pylai getting chased down as well. BSJ has to get some procs here, and he just can't find them with level 4 time lock. They have to back away. Black waveforming back in, but no adaptive strike. It's only level 1. Wouldn't have really stunned anyways. His agility at this point in time turns into, I believe, a 2-for-2 across the map as the Shadow Fiend did go down. Okay, that could have been a lot worse for Summer's Rift, and any trade they get now is a good trade, except for that. Except Black walking in and destroying Bugatti. BSJ pops the bomb, the Fisher comes out. He's going to strength morph. He's almost invulnerable when he has that living armor on. He does get bashed up a bit. The Maelstrom procs another bash.
Oh my god!
There it is! BSJ gets a huge kill. It's actually Io picking up the last hit, but it doesn't matter at all at this point. As long as they kill him, who gives a damn? And that's the case. But now the glimpse back at a Demon in mid. He's in trouble. Yule Scepter. He uses it on the Trim Protector so that he doesn't get overgrowth. Static Storm's not there for 5, but here comes Bulba. Gets the Impale, gets the Vendetta proc. There's going to be a Requiem cancels. It doesn't want to bring back the Spike Carapace. The secondary Requiem goes on a Koifa, does a bit of damage, but Shadow Fiend dies again. And every time it feels like Summer's Rift are getting an advantage, they're losing it as well. Oh, do not tell me. Do not tell me that this is happening.
That was actually a really nice attempted play there by Demon. Like, a lot of players would just sat there and Yules themselves and try to maybe buy time, but he quickly Yules the tree so he couldn't overgrowth, runs out of the kinetic field, but a nice follow-up there from Bulba to get the blink stun right on point. It was a nice series of events. He tried very nicely. Best that Demon could do. Tried to hold off on the Requiem so he didn't use the Carapace through, but... and now we have some lag on the side of Team Tinker. As I'm sure Summer's Rift is saying, sweet, sweet karma, but... We'll see. I mean, Banana Slam Jamma is very farmed, and I gotta say, those were some of the most fortuitous bashes I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
That was just like bash, bash, bash central.
And then the Maelstrom proc too.
Yeah. So, I mean, he is quite farmed. That was not the good play by Black. Like, that was certainly not worth it for 2 reasons. One, it's better for you to get kills on the core that has huge levels like that, but he also had a streak that he gave away too. So, but doing that rubber band effect is going to come into play.
You know, You can't make this up, man. You just can't make it up. We've had, I would call Tralf, this would be the oddest day of Dota I've ever casted. I'm not sure if that's the same for you, but I honestly, I've never seen this happen before. And not only just this series, but the last series as well with Not Today and some of the stuff that happened in the beginning of that first game, which was insane. Some crazy stuff. Funny stuff, but crazy. And we can only hope that whoever, the player that is disconnected gets back in shortly, which hopefully is soon. Somebody's having some fun, apparently. That's all I can say about this. Remember, this is game number 2, guys. And Summer's Rift are not in a position where this game's unwinnable. They're in a very bad position, yes. But with a fight like what they had bottom just a second ago, and if they could keep Shadow Fiend alive, and if they could hit some big chronos, they could absolutely take this game.
I think they're in an okay spot, actually. I mean, yeah, the Team Tinker's ahead in terms of the metrics right now, but you also have to keep into play if the game is relatively even and you have a Wisp on your team, you always have the potential for outplay. Usually with a team with a Wisp, if they know how to play the Wisp, and I know that they do because they played a lot, you usually can just farm faster because you not only have the threat of ganking at all times globally, but you can farm during that time. So it's not like you're running around as 4 or 5 heroes smoked up looking for a gank actively. It's like we're farming, but if the gank appears, then we'll capitalize onto it.
This is... I will say Summer's Rift are just a couple of fights away from actually maybe taking the lead back. Black in the late game, though, could be a monster to deal with. The same could be said for Koifa. And eventually you have to consider the Aghanim Scepter for the Treant Protector. That's just something that has to be in the back of their minds. And they've already had a tough time dealing with the Vision currently from Team Tinker because of the Nature's Guys. But if they get an Ags on him, then what do you do exactly? How do you deal with that?
Yeah. The big thing is they've stifled the farm of the Shadow Fiend. Like, he was doing really, really well. He was close to top net worth. The hero just farms ridiculously fast, but they've killed him a number of times, so his item progression is quite slow now. So he had the Yules at a nice clip, working towards the BKB, which he desperately needs, but... and finally, we are going to go here, so that's good.
G is called. Not much all chatting after the first game between these two. These teams very familiar with each other, but after that first game, it's been all seriousness for the most part. Limited discussion between the two of them. So, Morphling, he's going to be respawning in just a moment. Very good aggressive warding coming out here from Team Tinker. They have this line of vision, which is really nice. I think that's very big. And this is like where you usually feel safe if you're Summer's Rift, right around these tier 2 towers. But now they have just so much vision that Team Tinker know exactly where they are for the most part. Are they in the jungle? Are they back, in their base? Are they farming waves? What exactly are they doing? So for Summer's Rift, getting outside of the base is tough. And that could be big for maybe a Roshan for Team Tinker or something.
This is almost the exact same vision that last game Demon put up. Where you had that ward up there and the ward in mid, except this one they've put even one more down there.
Yep.
And again, like I said, these aggressive wards are way better than any other kind of ward. So they see the entry of the heroes into the lane to know exactly where they are.
Yeah, this is really, really solid. The one problem is that this tier 1 is still in the way, this tier 1 bottom here, and I imagine they're going to be able to take this down pretty soon, and I think that's what they're grouping up for now. Get that tier 1 down, make sure they don't have that ability to TP into the tier 1 and help out in certain engagements. Bananas Slam
Fluff should not be here, though. There's no way they fight this. If they wanted to defend this, they should have already had people down here ready to go.
Oh boy, they've caught out BSJ. He's static stormed up. He's backtracking a lot. Still silenced. The Glimpse back in. Kenny Time Walk. Kenny Chrono. He will. He's going to try to go for a kill on Pylai Die. The relocating as well. Bugatti jumping in, but Koifa secures the kill. Last one, Koifa. Red Whip going from a while away. The raise is up. They get Bulba, but there's the waveform from Black. Trying to fight up Koifa. Now there's going to be the Orchid coming through. Echo Slam. Black in trouble. Trying to morph strike, but he's not going to make it. Or will he? Still alive. Gets the Invis root off. They don't have detection, and another enchant staying up and ready to go. 900 HP. They can't find him. They have no detection. The dust is at home. The living armor, now they finally spot him out. He's going to waveform up to the other side of the cliff. And he might make it out here. He's out of mana. He can't really morph too much more. He'll use the last bits of mana he's got left, and it looks like Black will finally fall. The Fisher up. Koifa, you've got to get out of there, buddy. It looks like he might make it out. Blink's available. Bugatti not going to be able to get this kill. And Pylai Die TPing in just to make sure they get back. And then look at the fight recap. Doesn't tell us a goddamn
glimpse.
thing. Glimpse back now onto Bugatti in the kinetic field. He can't get out. He's in trouble. Can he get way too? Leechy's going to go way too in trouble, but there's the impale from the low ground from Bulba, and Bugatti falls. What a fight.
Yeah, you can just tell that Summer's Rift are trying to do everything they can to win these fights. And it was a really nice idea there from Banana Slam Jammo, casting the Chrono, instead of just kind of hightailing it and running. But the huge ball lightning coming in there through the Chrono, or after it was done, just killing the Void instantly. Nice play there from Koikfa.
Do you know what the number of dead there was on both sides? I'm trying to rack my brain. Let's see.
I think there was a buyback from the Wisp as well.
Yes, I think so. So it was Bugatti, Banana Slam Jamma, Io, I think, went down. The 3 on Summer's Rift side. Then Black and Bulba and Pylite die, I think. So it turns actually into a 3 for 3, I believe. But any trade is a good trade, I think, for Summer's Rift at this point, as long as they're getting high-value targets.
Yeah. And the buyback on the Wisp is not really that big of a deal.
Yeah. All right, well, a crazy game continues to get crazier. An early game which had no kills, and now it's going to transition into a mid game which does. And Roche is being taken on as well, so the casual tier 1 for Roche trade is about to get underway here.
And the DD on the Morphling makes that so easy because he's all about the base damage. So he hits for over 300 damage, gets a very fast Roshan, and it ages this time for Storm Spirit, which means he can go crazy, just kind of run in there and do stuff.
And there's no way Summer's Rift can contest that. I think Chrono just came back up and they just got Requiem as well. BKB's finished up for Demon, but he's playing very far, but his team is right behind him. BKB is the choice for Banana Slam Jam. I think these are very good items, specifically against the Storm. Even Impale, those are really, really solid choices, and they're going to have them very soon. But look at the Smoke Tank from Team Tinker. This could be another huge fight. There is a Firefly already being expended by Bugatti. He's just trying to get vision here. But look at the positioning from Tinker. They're about to walk in. Bulba does have his Blink Dagger. He almost walked into the Firefly. Positioning is really solid. All of the ultimates are available on both sides, except for Replicate, but who cares about that? Bulba and uses BKB's going to go. The last one to Bulba that glimpse back in. Chrono, BSJ gets silenced up. He can't find it. Will he find it now? Adaptive Strike comes in, finds Pylite die. Way2's going to get invis. Black, he's not morphing currently. Ghost Scepter's going to go, but the ball lightning. Now BSJ is alone, and Pale's going to fly. The waveform comes through. They bought back on Pylite Eye, turns into a 1-for-1. Now Adaptive Strike, the relocate out just to try to get away. The Yule's coming through. Koikfa trying to fight, but he's out of mana. Fisher's going to hit onto Black. The Echo Slam. Koikfa taking a lot of it. He'll fall. He doesn't have the Aegis. It's Black. No. Who had the Aegis? No, it was Koikfa, rather. Now Fluff caught out. Looks like he's in some trouble. Nice kinetic field to kind of push them back. Demon caught out as well. Demon about to fall. Waveform. He will go down. It's actually Hero as well, because Koikfa, back with full mana, turns it into a 4 for about 1. In the end, Team Tinker getting way better of a fight. That gives so much money to the side of the Dire squad. Big engagement from them. Big Aegis as well.
Yeah, I don't know why Summer's Rift was trying to press that fight when they were so close to getting the BKB onto the Faceless Void. He has it now. But I imagine that fight goes way differently if he has that BKB, because his initiation onto 2 was amazing. He was pumping out tons of damage onto the Morphling after killing the Disruptor. But then it was the nice follow from Bulba with a Blink Stun that caught him and ultimately killed him and stopped him from progressing any further. If they had that BKB onto him, Bulba doesn't make that play. He lives, maybe gets the kill onto Morphling. It could have been a completely different fight. Yeah. So I question their decision to push when they were so close to such a crucial item on their core hero.
Yeah. Now they have some BKBs ready to go, though, for Summer's Rift. And the problem is they lose a lot from that fight. It was almost about... It's a couple thousand, in fact, if you look at the net worth graph. And the experience also showing pretty poor results coming out from Summer's Rift. Black's getting very close to his Ethereal Blade. Down bottom, Static Storm, BSJ is forced to BKB, gets a first hit bash, and Pylite die. He is just going to die, it looks like. That's an okay kill. Static Storm wasted, not much used except for a BKB charge. I guess it is a 10-second BKB, though. That's the most important thing. But still, a kill's a kill.
I would still do the same thing if I was him. Just get that free kill, make them waste their time. Just get that net worth up. That's what your main goal is right now.
Anything to get farm. God, Bugatti, if he had a Force Staff in this situation, and not to mention a BKB, but a Force Staff, just give him that extra bit of mobility, because make Koikfa expend a bit more mana. Make Black waveform a bit further than he wants to. Speaking of Koikfa, he's going to get chronoed on. Meanwhile, there's a fight happening mid with Shadowfeed. He's alone. They'll grab Koikfa. Now the BKB Demon goes down. It turns into Demon for Koifa, but what else can they get? Black still trying to man fight. And here comes BSJ. Waveform through. They want Hero. They're going to find it with the Adaptive Strike. There's the Overgrowth. Bulba's not dead, but should go down to the Firefly. No! The Living Armor, and BSJ can't get the kill. Black looking to maybe re-engage here still. As Ghost Scepter, if he does get right-click down, Waveform coming through. Adaptive Strike's going to stun him up. It is Strength coming out for Black. That's really what's happening at this point. And Pale comes up. Nice Flame Break coming through. And Flow, Bulba, Living Armor again from Way 2. Keeping him up and alive. But Black now getting right-click down. These bashes, not going to matter in the end. It is going to be Black still securing that kill with the Waveform. They got Quickfoot, but they were not paying attention to what Demon was doing in the middle lane, and now Fluff's going to be more collateral here. It looks like Bloom's back in the Impale's already used the Static Storm onto Fluff, and he should fall. He does have 16 sick charges, he'll use them, but I don't see him getting out of this alive. He could Soul Ring and maybe Echo, but it's too late. He's going to get Adaptive Struck, and he'll go down. Bugatti looking for another initiation. Firefly, what a long-winded fight this is. Way 2 going to get caught out, but not dead yet again. The Firefly, it does get blown up by that, rather the Living Armor gets blown up by the Firefly, but still it's not enough. They can't break him down. Way 2's going to walk away. And in the end, as it is Team Tinker coming out on top yet again, once more.
Yeah. Now it does kind of seem like you wish he had BKB up for the Void there. I don't know what Demon was doing, because they clearly had two different decisions. Banana Slam Jambo was going to get the kill. They were pinging out the kill onto Koikfa around the Ancients here, and that was a clean-cut kill. And then Demon went somewhere else. I don't know if he got... I don't know how he got over to the mid lane. That's my question. He was totally away from his team.
I don't know either.
That was the biggest thing.
I think he just walked over there and expected to say, okay, we can transition that Chronosphere into another kill. Maybe he didn't know how many people were behind Black or whoever he was going on. Regardless, It's a decision that is... It's very bad for Summer's Rift in the end. It turns into a lot of kills, and now that's an Ethereal Blade for Morphling, so you have this Liquid Sphere, you have the Ethereal Blade, who knows what he goes for next. His right-click becomes that much higher, maybe get a Scotty so he can survive a bit longer. He's used his morph very, very effectively, I will say that much. He survived a couple times because of it, so.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I mean, BKB would be good here. Manta can make it a little annoying for the Void to try to find exactly the right one. Also, Manta's good, I've said this a number of times, but when you have heroes that are so dependent on their stats, your illusions just do so much damage. But, honestly, a lot of the part of the damage is, like, you gotta be scared of the Requiem, you gotta be scared of the Echo Slams, which, even without a blink, he's actually doing a ton of damage with them, so... he's got options, but I think BKB is the safe one.
I think that might be the best choice, too. That's very defensive, though, when you think about it, but... At this point, why not? He's farming well enough as it is.
Under attack.
Black up to 17,000 net worth. Wow, that is high. That's ridiculous. So where do you go for Summer's Rift? Where do you go from here if you're the Radiant squad? What do you do in this situation?
I think you have to just... Oh, they want to just end this. They want to, like, try to get objectives done, and they want to take a fight now. I don't blame them, too, because fighting into late game against 6-slotted Storm Spirit and a 6-slotted Morphling, you will not win that, even with Wisp on your side. It's just... The carries are just better than yours, and they have 2 of them. So I understand that their urgency to try to get this game done over quickly, but... Oh, nice relocate out there, saving Fluff.
Yeah, that's at least something. I think Fluff actually expended his Echo Slam in the well, but...
Did he really?
Yeah, because when Earthshaker does Echo Slam and it doesn't hit anything, he always has a question mark to the end of it. But that is going to be that hero who's going to die. Yeah, he's like, Echo Slam? Huh? Like, incredulous about it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of the cool quirks of the game.
Huh. I got to pay more attention to that kind of stuff.
If he does it to creeps, he'll do the same thing. Like, only creeps. He has to, like, if he doesn't hit a hero.
Kind of like how Kunkka misses his boat. He's like, that was a fail boat.
Right, exactly. Same thing. Okay. Chain Frost as well, so yeah.
What does he say for Chain Frost?
Not my best work.
Ah, okay.
Glitch.
Oh, you're on top of this.
I don't know, man. I've played a lot of Dota. I've watched a lot of Dota. You learn these things over time. He also says other things too, but anyways, enough about the inner workings of Dota 2 and the funny stuff that the announcers do. We will see BSJ head down bottom. He's going to finish up his Mjolnir more than likely with this Hyperstone. And as you said, it kind of just feels like they want to just 5-man pressure and see if they can win a team fight with what they have. But Team Tinker are not buying this. They are split pushing. Black is mid. He'll probably be able to take down the tier 2 tower unless they come and defend Top lane's getting pressured. Way2's looking to, I think,
Dire's
ward.
bottom tower is under
TP's
attack.
back, and yeah, they have to come back home.
Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
I still think Summer's Rift are actually making the right decision here, though, and trying to keep pressure up. Again, for the obvious reason that you're just not going to feel comfortable running into the late game against these heroes on Team Tinker. I mean, I guess you do have Batrider, so there's always that potential to pick someone off, but... Oh, speaking of Bat... Oh my god! Almost dies there, almost gets one shot by the shotgun.
I barely saw it. He did it so quickly and then replicated out that it was just too quick. Too fast, too furious for the Morphling getting in and out so quickly. He's even going to get a haste now as well. So his replicate has been very good. His Morph has been very good. Now the Adaptive Strike coming out with the Ethereal Blade, the shotgun. Not quite getting the kill. He's 5.6k. He needs to buy a BKB. He would have done it already, I think.
Oh, Void.
Oh, misses the Impale. Pops the BKB. That Impale might have led to a kill. But he'll make his way out. He'll be able to survive. A BKB charge yet again expended, but at this point, anything to stay alive.
Yeah, the stun a little bit off the mark, and I don't know if they get the kill because he could BKB the Disruptor ulti. And I don't think that, yeah, Black didn't have the extra stun or the extra stun duration for Strength Stun. Earthshaker is very, very close to Blink. This could be a game changer. Oh my god.
I don't think he even waveformed.
Nope.
That's absurd.
And then he replicates out immediately and picks up a Scotty. That's some style points there too.
Yeah, Black is indeed styling. It's something else. Bugatti walked way closer to his death than maybe he had known. Koikfa and Way2 were both nearby. They decided not to go on him. I guess Summer's Rift were kind of behind him, and they did have this Observer Ward to spot them out. And Koikfa now getting his BKB finished up. That feels like it's a bit later than it should be, but at the same time with his Lincoln Sphere and an Orchid done, I guess it's not bad at 33 minutes in. It's just we're not seeing the level of farm that Black has, and that's why it's surprising to me, because Black is just so far ahead of everybody else. It's absurd.
Yeah, he's been farming very nicely. I thought it was going to get a little bit sour after he fed one away down there in the bottom tier 1 tower to Void, but he's really kept it up since then. So nice job for him. He's going to make a replicate of Pylai Die just to have the failsafe and insurance of getting out. And another Roshan here going the way of probably Koikfa.
I'd imagine. No cheese just yet, just the second rush of the game. And it's Storm with an Aegis is so damn good. One of the best heroes to have it, I think.
Probably the best, yeah.
I'd agree. Because there's no ultimate that you have to use, you know, no transformation. It's just mana. That's really all you need for the hero. Mana and health.
Especially when you have a BKB onto him, because if he does go crazy and doesn't use his BKB, it's not like you can set up for, you know, some sort of stun. Usually you can cast that BKB instantly before they do.
Oh no, BSJ, buddy.
Oh no.
They had a Sentry Ward. They saw Bulba, who was right about here, and he thought he was going to walk in or at least get blinked into the Chrono, but oh, Demon might have to pop his BKB and will. But he's alone.
Oh, no.
He's 100% alone. His team left him. He's just dead. Demon is just dead now, man. Almost gets piloted out with that secondary Requiem. He'll just TP home.
That was some miscommunication. Demon, because he popped the BKB, the relocate couldn't take him home. And I missed that one, but yeah, that's an easy kill there for Koikfa. Did he pick up his blink? Oh, he didn't get his blink yet either. So yeah, the relocate was trying to, Wiper was trying to save him, but the BKB was on after he channeled the relocate, so he couldn't take him home. Really unfortunate.
There's been some misplays here from Summer's Rift, and that's only to be expected when you're playing with a new player. And another kill comes. Again, I saw Black walk over there, and I just couldn't get there in time. Ball lightning in from Koikfa onto BSJ. Bashes a plenty, but BSJ is going to get Dagon with that Mask of Madness turned down and some extra damage that you maybe don't want to take. Bugatti's going to get to the high ground, and in sort of an anticlimactic fashion, it looks like Team Tinker might be able to take a Rax here. I would imagine. There is a buyback coming out for Faceless Void, and he will have his Chrono in 23 seconds, but is that going to be enough? And I'm not entirely sure. They probably get this melee, if not the entire Rax, and maybe a second set. We'll have to wait and see. This might be it coming out for Summer's Rift, and one of the most unfortunate series for any team, really. But they will buy back on BSJ. They're going to try their best to hold here. We'll see if Team Tinker want to back off and play this passively, and it looks like they might do just that. Way2 is up. He's still farming up his axe. He's kind of close. Bugatti was looking for Koikfa. He kind of really wants to use this force, but he forced himself into oblivion as Black was ready there. The Chronosphere catching just on Bulba. The glimpse back in. Backs away.
Oh, the living armor!
The kill. The living armor came through, and he just didn't time it right. He expected to get the kill, backed up, and then did not commit hard enough to secure it. And again, Waitu is on point with these living armors. Absolutely outstanding. Static Storm, Impale on the Demon. He has his BKB, but look at the damage. Relocate out. Here comes BSJ coming through. Gets the kill finally on Bulba. Bash now into Black. Black may be in trouble. The Echo Slam, they lock him down. They get the kill. He's dead for 83. A good start here for Summer's Rift as we head into the mid to late game. But can they get any more? Chronosphere is not there. Koifa's going to head up to the high ground. He's got plenty of regeneration. He has plenty of mana. And he'll be able to just walk out now.
Well, you do see the damage potential there. I mean, the damage is extremely huge. I don't know why I didn't think of Scotty, by the way, as far as items from Morphling, but I mean, you look at that, maybe you do want to get that BKB. I still think it's really strong. Radiance Courier dies. Pink Panda gets his axe. He has an ulti if he wants to.
They don't have detection. They did Sentry, now they have detection. And Waitu should die, but he overgrowths. He's not dead yet. They relocate, I think. No, they didn't. They can't get the kill. He TP's out. Game of inches, man. That's what it is. It's a game of inches.
It actually really has been this game. Like, there's been so many instances where just one bash would have gotten the kill, for instance, there. There's also been instances the other way around where like he got tons of bashes onto the Morphling, so I guess it all kind of adds up to 0. But that's going to be a sheep stick completed for Demon, which I think is totally fine, by the way. As long as they get the Lincolns off of Storm and he doesn't have an Aegis, they have ways of killing him. Through the sheep and the lasso and the chrono.
Easier said than done, but at this point they'll take any chance they can get. How far are they down currently? It doesn't feel like a 20,000 net worth lead for Team Tinker, but it is. I'm not sure if you feel the same way. It feels maybe closer than that, but I suppose with all of the fights that have happened, the Rax is going down. Yeah, I guess it is 20,000.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head like 18, but alright, we got the first Eye in the Forest up on the board. It's in the middle of the jungle here. And yeah, I love this ability. It's fun to watch.
It's pretty ridiculous when you think about it. One of those cool changes. It's nice to see they're still innovating. But now there's a couple heroes bottom here for Team Tinker. There's no Rax, but I think maybe they push in this wave head mid if they want to. Try to find a fight. Roche is still down for a while. The Aegis, I think, is about to... Yeah, there it is. It's reclaimed now. So no more Aegis coming up for Koikfa. I'm sure he's pinging that to his team. He's aware of it. For Team Tinker, do you keep going without the Aegis, or do you maybe just spread out again and wait for the next Roche on?
Well, I don't know why they're bottom, for one thing, because they already have the Rax dead. So, if anything, it's to, like, give some time to get some eyes in the forest up. But the safe play would obviously be to wait for Roshan. This is the big one, too. It's the cheese as well. So you can give Aegis to Black, cheese to the Storm Spirit. And then you can really go crazy.
And this bottle needs to be dropped or sold. One of the two. Just give this bottle up, get that Aegis, get the cheese to the Storm Spirit. And at that point with an Aegis and cheese, I don't really see any way that you could fight into that, regardless of what you have on Summer's Rift, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong. With the Void and the damage they have with the Hex up for Shadow Fiend, they have a lot of damage and lockdown to work with. And even the Echo Slam, too, from Fluff. But it's really just got to come down to contesting that Roche, maybe getting a pick off between the respawn. They'll head top. Maybe they get this kill on Koikfa. But again, you talked about the BKB and the Lincoln Sphere. It's tough. It's really difficult to just try to get this initiation. Maybe with the lasso they could find it. They'll go
force
first.
Lasso.
They're going to hex up. The lasso comes in. This could be a huge kill, and it will be. He's dead for 60. He does have a buyback, yes, but I don't think he'll use it. That's just very important so that finally there's some breathing room for Summer's Rift.
Oh, it's a really nice kill. And they relocate in. They actually had the Earthshaker cancel the Lincolns as well, so... They suspect the Treant is there. There are some eyes in the forest here that are going to be really annoying to deal with. So, Waitu running around, placing some. He's probably going to place a lane ward here too, maybe. He's got 2 of them on him.
Bugatti has a thankless job ahead of him with his Gem of True Sight without a Quelling Blade. This is going to be tough. They'll go together as a team, and I'm sure they'll try to clear out the jungle, but he's going to Firefly up, and they'll cut down a few trees. No more eyes in the forest. Timbersaw would be nice in this situation.
I actually know he loves to play Timbersaw too. That's like his favorite hero.
Really?
Yeah.
That hero's fun as hell, to be fair. Not quite great in this meta. Picked occasionally.
It's actually quite good against Axe, but Daedalus... Alright. So we got some good damage output coming from Faceless Void, although I think there is a Butterfly coming up soon for Black. So it still doesn't want the BKB, but his shotgun will certainly be much stronger with his added agility.
All that time spent for way too and loses all of his eyes in the forest, at least in the jungle. He's got a couple top lane though. He's got 3 in fact, and then he even has the Observer Ward here placed on the high ground towards the base.
If they can get a Force Staff on someone, they can Force Staff him onto this cliff for Roshan. It's like the biggest eye in the forest, or yeah, eyes in the forest you can place. But you have to have either a blink or someone force you there.
And that gives vision of Roche, right?
Yep, and it will actually ult inside of Roche as well.
That's freaking ridiculously big. But of course that means that Summer's Rift are trying to contest inside the Roche pit or have their heroes in there, but Roche has respawned, and as you said, the Butterfly now done for the Morphling. Now you maybe needed MKB, but Banana Sun Jam is pretty far away from another item, and then maybe he doesn't even go for the MKB. Any damage will be much needed damage for Summer's Rift. Koifa up to 22,000 net worth. He's caught up, actually, to the Morphling. Although he only has 5 Bloodstone charges, he's still very farmed. 2,200 gold, and not even know what item he gets next. Maybe a Shiva's, maybe a Hex. There's other options. But this is a very fast Roshan. Look at the damage Black is pumping out. Scotty Slow is pretty nice to have as well. And there's no way. Summer's Rift have... either they have no idea this is happening, or they just don't care. One of the two.
Oh, you know what's bugging the crap out of me?
What's that?
So Black can put one more little thing of it into agility, but he's not doing it. Oh, that's bugging me so much. Me and my OCD-ness, yeah. You see that? That little 3?
I do.
Oh!
See, I wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't say anything, and now it's bothering the shit out of me, too. Thanks for that, by the way.
Like, I can't think he would actively think, no, I need that extra 2 points of strength.
I'm sure he just doesn't care at this. He's so farmed, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's eating at my OCD so hard. Anyway, big zip up top.
They get the chrono onto Koikfa. That's an Aegis maybe, but the Yules comes out. He didn't BKB. So that chrono was wasted. And he's kind of alone now. Now he BKBs, and he'll try to TP out, and I think he should make it. He does. Okay,
That's actually a really cool combo if you think about it. He puts the Glimpse. What you normally do against Glimpse is you wait to the very end to BKB, but he uses him up, so he can't wait. That was actually a really cool combo. I don't know if it was intended or not, but that was really neat.
I mean, he wanted to get away without BKBing there and getting the kill, and this just wasn't going to be possible in that situation. Koik was actually too tanky with the Lincolns and the BKB, and the Bloodstone as well. He still has the Aegis. How do you deal with the Aegis? How do you deal with the Cheese of Team Tinker? This is going to be it. It's going to be pretty much all in. With no Chronosphere up for 53 seconds, how do you defend this base? Maybe a lasso, but at that point, you're going to get jumped on. You're going to get ethereal bladed. It's going to be a lot of damage coming from Black. BSJ's about to maybe run in. Glimpse onto Bugatti. Doesn't cancel his blink. Gets the lasso off, but the adaptive strike going through Black. Now waveforms away. They blow up Bugatti. See you later. Koikfa. Requiem's going to fly, but now there's the overgrowth perfectly timed coming out from Way2. Does a little bit of damage with the Requiem, but not really enough. Ball Lightning back, and Yule Scepter up onto Demon. I think that might have been his own. And Pill comes through as well. BSJ pops the BKB, still no Chrono for 22. Demon trying to go to toe-to-toe with Koikfa, just trying to get that Aegis in. Will with the huge Echo Slam, but BSJ falling down. He's going to have to buy back. This is going to be it. Is it the defense for Summer's Rift, or is it going to be Team Tinker? They take down Demon. He'll have to buy back as well. Chronosphere up in 7. Time walk forward. Koikfa chasing after. They get the kill on 1. It's going to be on the IO. Meanwhile, Black takes down the Rax. Another Yule Scepter and an Impale. No BKB for BSJ. The pull and the Enchant Totem. BSJ needs to get this Chronosphere off desperately, but he gets Mana Burn. Taking it up. He'll get Bulba, the Spike Carapace. Maybe he won't. BSJ Mana Burn again, but he's out of mana. The Ball Lightning in. BSJ needs to backtrack. He's not going to find it. And he just died back. Demon did the same, and this is going to be it. It is Team Tinker, your iLeague North American qualifiers. Not just yet, but all that's left is the crying here, and there it is. GG, good luck in China, and say what you will about the series. Say what you will about the malicious things that were done. Team Tinker playing flawlessly here in this second game. 2-0ing Summer's Rift, and they'll be heading towards China. Good stuff.
Yeah, they really gave it a fighting chance, though. You know, hats off to Summer's Rift. I think they did what they needed to do given the circumstances that they put themselves in. There was a couple misplays, I think, in terms of coordination, where I mean, certain members of the team were going for 1 kill, and then there was other people who had a different thing in mind. Namely, the big one to me was that kind of was the turning point of the game for me was when they went for the kill on the Koikva with the Void, and then I think Shadow Fiend went for like something else in mid, and they split themselves up, and that's really when I think the turning point happened. But outside of that, Bugatti, he tried to find the initiation on the Morph, and you can't blame him. That's the hero you had to kill. You can't go on the Aegis Storm. That would be a disaster. You have to kill the Morphling, as hard as it may sound. He had the right idea. It was just, I mean, they're down 25,000. Like, what do you do? So, but again, they gave it a fighting chance. But congratulations to Team Tinker. They burned it.
Yeah, they played pretty well. First game had a couple of missteps in the beginning, but in the second game they played phenomenally. We talked about the early game and what they had, and the jungle that they won, the off lane they won, and the safe lane they won. The only thing that went even was mid, and even that turned pretty poorly later on as Demon got ganked. There were a lot of communication issues, and I do want to commend Summer's Rift for playing as well as they did, because it's not easy playing with your almost, I'd say, your best player or somebody that's been playing very well and carrying your team. He's just not there. And Fluff, as good as he is, and Demon as good as he is in mid, it just wasn't going to be enough in that situation. So we hope to see Summer's Rift again in the future. Congratulations to Team Tinker. They'll be moving on to the LAN. Very excited to see how they play. As for us, that'll be it. We'll be back tomorrow morning for a best-of-1 series between Cloud9 and IP on Dota Pit to see who does get to the extra little bye for the playoffs. So the playoffs, Dota Pit starting soon. The summit as well is going to be very exciting. Can't wait to head over there and be able to cast and observe for you guys. If you've enjoyed the cast, go ahead and follow us at Maut Dota for myself, at Tralf Dota for Tralf. Make sure you check out Beyond the Summit, at Beyond the Summit for more information. And we'll see you all later, guys. Have an excellent evening. Bye, everybody.